Greetings. Let's talk. A long time ago, I was at an event with a very good friend of mine. And I've known this person for a number of years now. She is an amazing individual, and I really am always glad when I get a chance to hang out with her. She's just that wonderful of an influence on me. But something that was unusual about this event, this was a big event for her. Details aren't important here, but this was a big day for her, and her husband was there. Now, her husband doesn't play SCA. They have a pretty well-established relationship in that she does her thing, he does his, and then their lives overlap at home where they are raising their children together. This was really my first time to get to meet her husband. And I will tell you, totally unrelated side note, have you ever known someone and then you meet their spouse and about 5 minutes in, you're like, I see why you two are together, because that is totally the vibe I got off of this meeting. He was an absolutely delightful soul. Took everything in great fun. He was there in absolutely gorgeous garb that his wife had made for him. And really, the crux of the event for him was to support his wife on this big adventure she was on. And there were a couple of times where I, as the knowledgeable friend, was handed custody of said husband because she had to run off and do other things that were very important at that moment. And one of the conversations that came up, because it was one of the things that a lot of people that day wanted to make clear to him was that it was cool hanging out with him and we'd love to see him again. And those were true. There's no reservation, no subtext to that. He was just a delightful conversation, a fun guy to chat with. Had an absolute blast chatting with him. And I told him, man, if you get a chance at any event that I'm at, I'd love to have you come sit down with me and chat. This is just fun. And one of the things that he said was he didn't think he had that much time to put into the SCA. Now, this is absolutely fair. I follow this person on social media, and I know that he is a very busy academic who travels a lot. And the observation he made is absolutely valid. He's not going to have a lot of spare time to do anything SCA on the regular. So that's valid. But one of the things that I said to him was, I was like, you don't need to do anything regularly. If you make it next week to a regular meeting, we'll be happy to see you. But if you can't make it, and the next time we see you is 6 months from now or 8 months from now, and all you can do is make it to a revel or a hangout or an A&S class or something, we're still going to be glad to see you. I mean, there's not going to be, there may be someone who says, hey, where have you been? But it's not like we're going to sit here and tusk, we hadn't seen you in 6 months. It's going to be, come on in, have a seat. What do you want to drink? That's one of the things about the SCA that I'm really proud of. If you can't make it every week, but you can make it every other week, that's fine. If you can't make it every other week and only make it once a month, that's also fine. And if you can only make it once every 6 months, that's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You do what you can do. And that is one of the things here that I wanted us to not only ponder, but to make sure we kind of propagate, make sure we share. And that's a lot of people, and very rightfully so, in a modern society, to be part of something, part of that membership, or part of that belonging involves some time investment. If you want to be active in your gym, most gyms will be happy to take your money, and they're not going to count whether or not you show up. But if you want to get anything out of it, you gotta work out on a semi-regular basis. I know when I was training in martial arts, if didn't matter if you paid your membership. If you're only showing up once a month, the instructor would tell you you're not going to get anything out of once a month training, which is valid in that environment. You're not going to make rank in Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts if you're not attending the regular meetings. So this is the mindset that new and prospective members have. This is the mindset society has primed them for, and it's a valid model to consider. But I want the SCA to become more proactive about saying, okay, if you can't make it every day, make it every week. If you can't do every week, once a month is fine. If you can't make it every month, you're still welcome in 6 months. We're still happy to have you. We're still glad to hang out. And that's okay. Now, obviously, there's nuance to this. Obviously, if someone has an ambitious spirit and wants to work their way up one of the paths, that has a different metric. That does require a certain amount of activity, a certain amount of investment, which does also include some financial and some logistical investments and some, frankly, bare minimums. And those are valid talking points if someone is talking about things that engage on those levels. But the majority of people, honestly, when I hear them talk about, oh, this is great, I just don't know how much time I can invest in this, what they're engaging with, what they're doing, isn't the competition, isn't the glamour, isn't the court. It's hanging out with people. It's enjoying people who are just as much a bunch of geeks or history nerds or whatever as they are. And for that, if all you can make is once a month, all you can make is once every 6 months, that's fine. That's great, honestly. It's not that I'm saying it's great that they're only making it every 6 months, but if you can make it 6 months as opposed to giving up and not making it all, and by showing up once every 6 months, that makes your life a little better and you go home a little happier, that is great. That really is. Now, obviously, from a more self-serving standpoint, does the once every 6 month member who can't do anything else, does that help the local group? Does that answer our questions about manpower and participation? No, it doesn't. And those are valid. Those are things we as a society we need to talk about, address, and engage on. But I don't ever want to see those talking points or the byproducts of those talking points inadvertently scaring off people who honestly want or need just a cool place to hang out when they get the opportunity. So, I think we've probably all met someone like that. A couple of us have met a lot of someones like that. And I like having those people around, even if they only show up every 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months. Or there was one guy I knew who I only really saw him at events once every year. But you know something? It was fun talking with him, and he had a blast. He went home with a smile on his face. He was glad to see his friends for that once a year. It was his once-a-year ritual. That's good. That's good. And that's a conversation I would honestly love to see us have more of in the SCA. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think, do they talk about this more where you are? Is the dynamic different? I've been to a lot of kingdoms, but a lot I haven't been to either. Let me know. Let me know. What a week, huh? What a week. Well, thank you for joining me, and I appreciate your time. I will see you all at the next event, but until then, goodbye, and God bless. If there are two things I've learned that drive videos these days, it's controversy and engagement. Now, I am never going to fly the controversy flag on a regular basis. It's not what I'm here for. It's not the content I want to make, and I really don't think it helps any of us. But let's do engagement. If you like this video, please go down in the comments and leave a comment. Make sure to share the video. And last but not least, easiest of all, make sure to like the video. That helps drive the algorithm. It helps get the video views and helps promote this material. Thank you very much.